Hi guys, welcome. I'm SimUK. This is SimUK Strategy, a brand new channel that's going to be dedicated to RTS games. RTS games being probably my second favourite genre of gaming genre after simulation. But the benefits of RTS games are that you just plug a keyboard and a mouse in and away you go, whereas with simulation I need to get out all of the hardware equipment, connect it all up, set it all up, and then try and get it working without it all falling over and breaking. And then after I've done that, I've got to put it all away again. So I mean, that adds at least, I don't know, an hour to every single recording I make, because there's a lot of faffing and baffing about to set all this kind of stuff up. RTS games don't really have that problem. Keyboard, mouse, off you go. Unless you're having a problem with your keyboard and the mouse, and if you've got Windows 10, you're probably going to run into that kind of problem quite often. This is the second time I have recorded this. I've already recorded this all once. It was brilliant. Everything that I wanted to show you happened at exactly the right time. It was literally the most perfect recording you've ever seen in your life. When I listened back to it, the audio was shocking. No idea what caused that. Very irritated, to say the flipping least. I'm going to do it again because, you know, it's the first video for this new channel. I don't want it to sound bloody awful. I want it to sound good. So we're going to try again. But I do have limitations here. I don't have a quiet house. My son's out there hoovering right now, which is probably not helping the audio effects or whatever. But you know, I'm doing my best. I really am trying to make high quality videos for you, and that really does mean audio as well. I can only do so much. I'm sorry if it's not perfect, but I am trying extremely hard. Let's start a new game, and I'm just going to go shut my door. Should help with the audio problems just a little bit. So the game comes with, and this is weird because I've already said all this once today, so I'm gonna feel like I'm repeating myself and not know if I am or I'm not. So anything I miss out, I apologise. I'll try and cover everything. A lot of this stuff I mentioned in the review, and there's been updates since then. This game is not currently available for you guys, but it'll be coming out very soon. Some of the bugs I've noticed are still there. Some of them have changed, and there's some new improvements which I think very good indeed. So there's not 5 missions, there's 4. I don't know, we got the idea there are 5, probably because it's IV and I remembered the V and thought it was 5. But there are 4 missions. When I first started, I thought, oh, that's tiny. I mean, that's not worth £15 or whatever. I don't know what the price is, so I'm just speculating. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't look to be very good. But actually, each of these missions lasts for quite a long time. I mean, you're looking at 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 hours per mission. And then you've got these 2 hard ones down here, which I haven't tried yet. We're going to start at the beginning. Why not? We'll be in Berlin, and we've got 5 weeks before Endless Mode begins. The challenges are avoid bankruptcy, which is quite easy for the duration of the scenario, and complete objectives for extra cash and reputation. The default setting is the Berlin map. There's no specific challenges, no build restrictions. Basically, it's a training map. You can have 5 city grants, and the initial funding you start off with is 100,000. So let's jump in. Now, one thing I have discovered since making this video earlier is that every time I press F9, the game automatically loads the most recent saved file. And I have to press F9 to start and stop my video recording. So yeah, I've had a few issues with that. I'm going to see if I can work my way around it as we go. But that's my problem, not yours. So don't worry about that too much. Here we go.
Welcome, dear friend. I will personally guide you in building this HQ. Tell me your name. Wait, what? Oh, you can't? Well, tough luck. I dub thee Cadet.
So I did mention in my review it'd be much nicer if the tutorial stuff was spoken. And now I'm not sure if it was implemented at the time and it just didn't activate itself. Maybe a bug, maybe it wasn't ready, I don't know. But now it is spoken and it's much better. I really, really like it a lot better.
You will set up firefighting, police, and medical departments. You better follow my lead, Cadet. First off, let's build up the fire department. Not that I like fire. I mean, it's bright. And if you get close, it's warm and causes delicious, terrible pain. Anyways, you've got some money. Put it to use. Build a fire engine, prepare equipment, and get a hiring desk. You do that, and I'll make sure you have some fire emergencies soon enough.
Okay, so I'm just going to pause it for a second and just introduce you to the screen and everything so you know what's going on. So we'll start top left hand corner. This is how much money we have. We click on the financial report. This will show us the consult projections by clicking on money, blah 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 blah. You may take grants. Funds are negative at the end of the week. After taking signal, you will lose the game. So basically, yeah. Okay, so here we have basically a breakdown of everything that you're doing, and you can convert reputation into money. This is reputation points up here. Reputation is achieved by completing emergencies that are coming, so fire, police, and medical sort of emergencies that you have to deal with. You can also take a grant out up to 60,000 in cash. I haven't really used this. I haven't really necessarily needed to use this, but it's good that it's there. It's quite nicely laid out. It's easy to read. So going from left to right, we have the current finances available to us, our current reputation. You see 600 there. That's our cap. That's as much as we can have at any one time. If we hit 600 and earn more, we won't get it. So you kind of need to balance that out a little bit. If you hit 600 and at the end of the week, that will increase. So although it's tempting to spend that money to expand all of your facilities and features, and you will need to, there's a lot, it's also a good idea to hold on to it because that will expand your cap. In addition to that, some things that you need to unlock in order to complete the mission will cost quite a lot. Say 500 of those points. I'm sure that was floating around. 500 of your points. So you really do, at the beginning at least, have to sort of hold off the temptation to buy this stuff and unlock things. Some things you can unlock for free. Most of it is going to cost you, say, 100, 200, up to 500, and often some things are a lot more. So you do kind of have to manage it. This here is your overall performance percentage. 100% means you've never gone to an emergency and not dealt with it. Very lucky if you achieve that, I would say. And then here you have the amount of employees versus the hiring cap per department. Build lockers to raise the hiring cap. So basically one locker for one employee. But you have two shifts. You have a day shift and a night shift, represented here by orange and blue. Day shift, night shift. So if you have 4 lockers, you can actually have 8 employees. That means 4 in the day, 4 at night. But you have to have 1 locker per employee whilst they're at work, technically, as it were. There is an interesting sort of situation when shifts swap over. You get the 4 new people coming in, so you'll have 8 people, and if the 4 people on the day shift, if they're going out on a mission as the shifts change over, then that's the only time where you have more staff members in lockers available. So you'll have 8 people in the building, 4 of them will be on a mission, but the other, do you know what I mean? That's the only time that happens. And I don't think that's a bug. I think that's logical, and it seems to work pretty well. I'm quite happy with that. So this bit here, the 8 to 24, I think that's bugged. You see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have 12 lockers, which means we can have a maximum of 24 people. But what I've noticed is, and I think this is a bug, I'm not 1,000,000% sure, but it does seem to be, when I employ, say, 2 new employees, that should go up to 10 out of 24. But what will happen is, or what did happen the last time I played, was it went up to 16. So I think there's a bug there. There's another area that represents the number of employees you have versus your cap, and that appears to be correct. So I do just think that's a bug. So if you see that, that's why. I'm just telling you now. So it is in beta. It hasn't been released yet. So these are the kind of things, hopefully, reviewers like me, YouTubers like me, will help the developers find. Yeah, load of bull that is. I'm the only person who does it, I think. I'm the only person who actually analyzes the game and tries to find bugs and suggest improvements or whatever. But, you know, it's a different story. Down here, bottom left-hand corner, these are your menus. This is your build menu. And if you click here, you can see all the objects available. The ones, even the ones that you haven't unlocked yet. So we've got helicopter pads. We've got an awful lot of stuff here. Go away. Because whilst you're up, I can't scroll this. In fact, I still can't scroll this. That's weird. Why isn't... I have to drag it? Oh, I thought I could scroll it. I'm sure that scrolled last time I played. Okay, maybe it didn't. But you can see, even just for one department, this is just the utility room. You can see there's quite a lot of stuff there that you can unlock. Most of it isn't available to you at the moment. So when you start out, this nice little neat menu on the left-hand side is adequate for dealing with that. But when you've got like 20 items per room, that gets a bit over the top. I have no qualms with that whole thing squidging out across the screen here so I can see it more clearly. I hope they'll do that. Who knows? If they watch my videos, maybe they'll say, actually, yeah, we agree. But, you know, the chances of them watching my videos are very, very small. So we'll probably never see that. But anyway, I would like to see this menu expand all the way across the screen so I can just see it easier. It's okay when you start off because there's only a handful of things, but it pretty quickly gets out of control. Next to that, you have the employees. These are your existing employees. You can filter by day or night cycle. You can filter by just at the moment we only have firefighters, police and ambulance crews, so that's quite handy. In addition to that, when you have the ability to employ people, you'll see applicants pop up here, and that's how you employ new people and get more staff. Obviously, what you got to think about is you are paying these people, so the more people you have, the more money you need to make in order to cover the cost of the people. Ta-da! That's pretty much it. Okay, next to that you have resources. Now I'm not really sure why this is in a tab here. I guess resources are quite important because when emergencies come up, and you'll see this in a bit, there are certain things you need to take with you, like foam extinguishers or tannoys or breathing equipment. And if you haven't got enough, your chances of completing that mission come down. So that's really what this is. It's the resources available to you in order to complete missions. But that is a far more detailed... There's a lot more detail to go into in that area, but I won't go into it now because I can't show you, so it won't make as much sense. But anyway, okay, so bottom right hand corner, these are our short-term current objectives we have up here in the top. The current time indicator, how many weeks and days and stuff you've been playing. If you click on that, I think it gives you more info. It brings everything back up again. I've never done that before. It's the first time I've done it. So you can see we're in orange, which means we're in the daytime. Blue is the nighttime, and each of these is a day. So day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, and then you've got like, you can see night, day, night, day, night, day, night, day. It's a bit of a weird system, but actually it works quite well. I immediately I didn't feel comfortable with it. But after using it for a couple of days, well, quite a few hours now, I now feel comfortable with it. It's actually a very good system. The building mechanics as well, best I've ever seen. Really, it's so easy to build, twist, change, move objects, completely destroy a room and rebuild it in seconds. It's excellent. Absolutely excellent. Right, okay, let's start. Let's go. So first thing we're going to do is this area here is already built for us. We're going to build an LF10 garage, except a bit confusing. We are building a garage technically, but really all we're doing is we're buying an LF10 fire truck and we're putting it in there. You can see this orange bar is going to slowly progress up here. When it gets to the end, it's built, so it takes a little bit of time. What else have we got to do here? We've got to build a fire department hiring station. So we'll come up here to office. See, we've got this space here. Now this is quite an interesting mechanic as well. It's unique as far as I'm concerned. If you have none of the objects in a area selected, and you see they're selected by blue, see this here? This is a room builder tool. So if I drag over this room now, at the moment this room is nothing, and now, well actually, it's already defaulted to an office. Let's change it then to corridor, right? So that's now a corridor. You see, I completely broke that. I'm like, oh my god, no. So in any normal game, I'm going to have a nightmare now. I've got to fix that. But in this game, you just select office, come back, boom, fixed it. That's now an office. You can't put office equipment into a room that isn't an office. So just be aware of that. So let's get a hiring station. And one thing to note here is you see the feet just below the 2000 there.
A national holiday is about to start. People usually celebrate with tons of fireworks. Expect a lot of fires in urban areas during that time.
So you have events like this. There's a holiday times. There's going to be fireworks and stuff, so you can have more fires and things. There's another football scenario where you can have like riots and fights and all that kind of stuff as well. So I mean, this game is really good in that sense. So yes, I was just saying the feet. They need to have access to them. So if, for example, I put it there, you'll get a build error because they cannot go away. They cannot get in here to get to this. What you do is you come down here to the move object, you select it, you rotate with Q and E, and you just make sure that they have enough space to get to where the feet are. That's it. That's how it works. It works really well. Again, build, and once it's there, you can see. So, whoa! I've still got build selected, yeah. So that works really well. There is a bug that I've noticed. I mentioned it in the review. When you hover over stuff, quite often it says chair, and picking up the item that you're trying to pick up can be quite tricky. And also you can't delete chairs at the moment, but it's just a bug. I'm sure they'll fix it, no problem. You can see this person here wants something to eat. This one's tired. This one is hungry as well. If I don't deliver the things that they need, they'll leave. They'll go home and have a sleep, or they'll go home and they'll get something to eat. So I'm going to have to sort of speed things up here a little bit, because whilst I'm trying to explain it, we're not actually progressing very quickly. So let's build an air tank refill station, which is this one here. And we'll stick it in the utility room, which is what this is. It won't go in a room that isn't a utility room. And this here is storage. So, go away. This will allow us to refill and store 6 air tanks. Now, on a fire call out, you might need 4, which means you only have 2, which means the staff are going to have to come and refill more and fill up that space, but they can only refill it and have a maximum of 6. So what always makes sense, and I recommend this to everybody, is to have at least 12. Ideally 18, because they can be used up so quickly, and they do take a bit of time to refill, as it were. So, right, we are pretty much up and running and ready to go. So I'm going to run the game. Once they're completed, all this will be ticked off.
Look at
and
that,
we'll move on.
a fire department. Now I can start to forward fire issues your way. Obviously, keep growing your department. You'll even be able to handle kittens and trees.
There's a lot of this kind of humour in it, and to be honest with you, when I was reading it, I wasn't that impressed. But now that it's spoken, it's quirky, but it's okay.
We will definitely need more manpower if we are to thrive. We need to recruit more firefighters.
Yes, we do need to recruit more firefighters. Obviously, bearing in mind that we're paying for them, so you need to sort of be cost effective when you
New hires are usually rookies. They're nearly useless in the field, unless they have really strong supervision.
That kind of humour.
Having the muscle mass of yogurt, newly hired rookies are basically useless in emergencies. They can get stronger in a basic training area, usually.
So, what we need to do now is we need to build a training area, and I'm going to do that right now. You can see every time that you unlock something new, you get these pop-ups here, and this unlock is going to cost us nothing. This is the shift changeover, so we're swapping from day to night. I'll discuss that later in more detail. And here we have, again, that one's free. And if you're not seeing where I'm seeing that, if I click on this training mission here on the unlock, it says requirements met. Click to unlock will cost you 0 stars, which is good because we haven't got any stars at the moment. So what we need to do is we need to build a training room. We do that by clicking on the room builder tool. I think we're just going to stick it here like this. Whoops, I built that too big. Come down here to clear area. Fixed. Honestly, the building mechanics in this game are superb. Really good. So we'll buy a water testing thing, and we'll just whack it in the room. Grab a door, put the door there. Obviously nobody can get to it, so we'll come to corridor and we'll just expand the corridor. That's it. Job done. Oh, I've got to build 2, have I? Let's do 2. Training, water, block. Again, paying attention to where the feet are and allowing enough room to get around to getting to it and being able to train, as it were.
Now your rookies can train for emergencies. Check the Applicants tab in the crew menu. Some rookies are willing to join our little cult. Our cult. So much fun. Assimilating fresh souls. A crew member just left the HQ during their shift.
Now, this is what I was telling you earlier. They were hungry, they were tired, they need to rest. They haven't got any of those facilities here, so they'll leave. When shifts change over, all of that gets reset, but you do need to have enough food, beds to sleep in, chairs to sit on in order to accommodate all of your staff. And what you're doing here is you're building, although you have a fire department, a police department and a medical department, and each department has their own specialist skills and training and stuff, things like toilets, beds and kitchen areas and relaxation areas are all shared. You need to build them big enough to accommodate not just the 8 members of staff that you have in the fire department, but also the 8 members of staff that you have in the police department, etc, etc, etc. So it gets pretty complicated.
Let us keep expanding the common area. And by us, I mean you. Set up a small kitchen and a bathroom where people can eat in peace and use the toilet. Well, respectively.
Okay.
Anyway, if they don't have anything to eat, they'll just leave to get food right when you need them. I know. Labor laws, right?
So here we have a bathroom area. So if I just turn this into a bathroom and put a door in, then we can whack in a couple of showers. 3 should probably be enough. We can whack in a couple of toilets. Now you can see that these need to be up against a wall. Oh gosh, we've got our first emergency coming in. They need to be up against a wall, so you can build additional walls, and I'll show you that in a minute. But we've got to just deal with this emergency. So let me just quickly go over
to
this.
Emergencies and make the tough decisions that determine the safety of the city. The best part? This is also how you earn money. Choose carefully which vehicles, crew, and equipment to send out, as they will be unavailable until this emergency is resolved.
Okay, so top to bottom. Here we have basically an indication of what, I mean, this bit here is totally irrelevant. Doesn't matter to us at all. That could be not there at all, but I think it's aesthetically pleasing. So there it is. It stays there. And also you can have multiple things coming up at the same time, multiple emergencies that you need to respond to. If you hover over it, without this screen up, it will give you a bit of information. This is your timer, 3 hours and 3 seconds, which is, I don't know, 303 seconds or something to deal with it. Probably less than that because it ticks over quite quickly. But yeah, you'll see that that goes down, 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 down. And when it gets into the last 10 seconds, you'll get a big arrow coming across just to remind you that you haven't dealt with this, which is quite cool. Now, this whole bar here will shift in order of which one needs to be dealt with quickest, which one is most immediate. But if you've got 3 hours to deal with that, all of a sudden, whilst you're preparing for that, you might have one that drops in that's only got 30 seconds to deal with. So you'll have to change your priorities all the time. It's quite fast paced once it gets going. This here is the ability to call in additional help. So if you haven't got any crew, or all your vehicles are broken, or they're all out on another mission, you can pay using your XP points in order for somebody else to deal with it. That keeps your performance, your completion performance up 100%, but it will cost you points. So again, it's that management balance thing. It's really good. So there's a little bit of information. We've got an elevator crisis. An elevator alarm has been triggered in an office building downtown. It seems some of the employees are trapped inside with only a limited quantity of pumpkin spice latte. We need to set forth and rescue them before their supplies run dry. So there's a lot of humour in the game. I do like that. Here we have the resources and requirements. So at the moment we have no breaching gear, so we can't send that. But we can send firefighters. Now, when you come down here to the firefighters, I'm not entirely sure this works brilliantly. I think this could do with a bit of a rejig, if you will. So we have here on the left their basic firefighting status, their skill level. So you can see here that this seasoned firefighter level 2, has a double I forget what you call that. We'll call it an epaulette. It's not an epaulette, but we'll call it an epaulette. He has 2 compared to all these other ones that have 1, and this one down here that just has a rookie's hat. So what's odd is, although he's a seasoned firefighter, he still has the rookie skill. He has no profession skill contribution, cannot use workstations, and needs to train to become useful. I'm not sure that's meant to be there. I'm a bit confused. So these guys have no skill, as you see. These guys have 1, but because they haven't trained on that skill, they don't have that skill. And I think once they've trained, they'll become chemical specialists, because that appears to be what that first row of training options is. I'm not 100% sure whether that's the right thing. This is what I think could be improved slightly. I think you should be able to pick and choose what training they do and enhance their skills accordingly. And then you can have, rather than everybody being trained in the same thing, you can have a specialist department that deals with that kind of emergency, specialist department that deals with that kind of emergency. You'd have more control over it. That's not how it works at the moment, but hopefully it will in future. I think what happens at the moment is, as you buy the training, they will train up and they'll rank up on these things, but they need to fully rank up. And how you determine how ranked up they are is this green bar going over their head. Once it gets to 100%, then they rank up to the next thing. So this person, once Shirlene has got to the end here, she'll become a firefighter with a +1 firefighting skill, and this will move up 1, as basically I've just explained. The way to get the best way I've discovered to get the people to enhance their skills is to send. So for example here we need, now initially I thought this was 4 firefighters to go and deal with something, but it's not, because it's a skill level. We need a level skill of 4. Now these guys have a level skill of 0, these have a level skill of 1, these have a level skill of 2. So if I click on this guy, you can see we get 2. Click on this guy, you see we get none. If you click on this guy, you see we get 1. So vehicles like this one have a maximum number of people that they can carry. So the LF10 can carry 9 people. So we can put them all in there. That's 5 of 9, and that's job is good. And we know that when they're dispatched, we'll 100% are going to be able to solve this, complete this mission. Now this person here makes no difference to the score or the dispatch because they're a complete rookie, but by sending them on a mission with your people at 100% dispatch, they'll definitely complete the mission, they'll upgrade their rank, and then next time they will also be a firefighter ranked 1. So that's how that works. Whew. Wow, there's a lot to talk about. So we've only got 1 vehicle at the moment, so if we grab that, send out our best person and 2 proper firefighters and the rookie, then they'll all rank up and everything will be good. So that leaves 1 firefighter back at base to fill up the, well, breaching gear, replacing it and stuff, but no, we don't need that right now. So I'm going to dispatch that and away they go. One last thing I will show you is, if for example I put just our best person, which is 2 out of 4, and him, you can see that's only 60% dispatch. So we only get 60% of the reputation rewards, and I think we get less of the money. No, we get the same money, but our chances of completing it are lower. So there's the risk that you take on board. I'm going to send everybody on this first mission because why not? They could all do with the experience. Whew, that was a mouthful, wasn't it? I hope you're taking it all in, guys. How long's that? Is that 28 minutes already? Good Lord. All right, I'm going to wrap this up real quick here. I need to build 3 more things in order to complete this mission. You see, he's gone off. So I'm going to hit the pause button there. I'm going to say thank you so much for watching. Hopefully I have really given you a good insight of what the game offers at the moment. And I need to go and check the audio quality of this video to make sure it's good. Otherwise I'm going to have to record it for a 3rd time. But please do come back and join me. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Are you going to buy this game? Have you bought this game? Are you interested in this? Are you enjoying the new channel? Just talk to me. That's all I'm asking. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to wrap it up now. Take care of yourselves. Until next time, goodbye for now.